Hey, Infinite One. Okay, just forgot. Ugh. All right, I forget about Instagram. Logged me out. I don't know what's up with that, but this is the cabal, man. They're like constantly playing with our heads with this, with all these passwords and all this. Don't stop. It's like really. I mean, you guys know who I am. Anyway, that's good to see you guys. Yeah, I'm back and had a nice Shabbos. Did some walking, some serious walking. We got a big storm coming behind us, so it's really noisy back there. I don't know if you can really sense it, but you'll probably see some lightning. Hey, Carol from North Carolina. Anything new? Here, I've just been by myself. I went and got a haircut. I had a really nice. I found it. I see. You see my hair. My hair is really growing in. Yeah. It's like the much smaller bald patch than it used to be. But yeah. But the stuff, the Renew cream. Um, yeah. So you guys probably know a lot more than I do. I mean, I'm kind of open. The only thing I heard was something about Trump. I got from Sonia. She said something about Mr. T. We had lots of thunderstorms in Wisconsin, man. Hey, Carol, you're from Wisconsin. God, that is like got to be the coolest place in the world. Where do I just got a load of garlic, organic garlic, and usually get my ginseng from Wisconsin. Wisconsin's ginseng is supposed to be the best in the world. Oh, the Chinese people go to Wisconsin to get ginseng. So yeah, I'm going to try to make an attempt to look at the camera once in a while, but it's hard because I'm reading high winds in North Carolina. It's cool, yeah, yeah. Wisconsin must be a nice. I don't know if I've ever been to Wisconsin. I think I went when I was traveling when I was 19. I might have gone through like a tip of it, but I don't remember. Creasy, Cressy, cheesy, right? Cheesy, yeah. Wisconsin is cheesy. Gary's always got the good puns. All right, he's going to turn himself in on Tuesday. Yeah, my face is getting fuller. Yeah, I think I'm noticing I have more of a stomach. Maybe. Well, I'm also like working out more. A huge military plane went over my house, and my power went out for several seconds. Netanya Gila, nice. Where do you live, Netanya Gila? Gila. Yeah, I mean, yeah, all is good, man. I mean, we were up all night with the storms. Uh huh. I noticed. Okay, a couple things. I want to just go through a couple things that I noticed on Shabbos. Just thoughts that I had, and then we'll go into intel. I'm sorry to any Instagram people that I'm miffing right now. I'm really sorry because I, I got they'll like jump me for the password. Um, so a couple of thoughts I had. I just want to get out of the way before we go into the intel. One is I was really fixated on my song, "The Winds of Jericho," and I ended up doing some writing, some rewriting. Even though I didn't write it down because I'm not allowed to use I don't use a pen on. I don't. We don't write down things on Shabbos, but I thought about things and I went through the rhymes and I was kind of like really thinking about it, and I came up with the idea that I changed. Okay, so let me tell you in the songs. This will make it easier. So, and actually, I should write it down now. I can write, so I can put in the real verse. Um, so I'm, this is how songwriting goes. You come up with a template, like a general idea, and then it can grow and change as things evolve. So I had this idea. This idea came to me on Shabbos, and I think it's a very important idea. So I'm changing the lyric. It's the 5th of November, dust by my side. Instead of saying past dry gully, which is just like kind of like a scene, I don't know where that came from. I'm going to say, um, um, instead of the raging river, the river of rage, the river of rage through the river of rage, the ring of fire. Okay, so I changed the 5th of November, dust by my side, river of rage, the ring of fire. Now, why did I change to that? And also, I made some changes in the chorus, but that's I'll do that. I'll do that later. Um, no, I had another line. Um, Open. Okay, so instead of wake up time, open your eyes. Open your eyes. Um, my my. Open your eyes, shine your light. Shine your light on Noah's dove. Noah's dove, because Noah, he sent out the dove a couple times, and then eventually it came back with wait, there's one more line. The promised land is straight ahead, the winds of Jericho. The promised land. Promised land. There's some more stuff to it, but the idea of okay, so a raging river is a raging river, right? But the river of rage, what I realize is that when people realize, third eyes, yeah, when people realize that every time you got sick, every time somebody died, every time somebody went to the hospital and didn't recover, every time that something horrible happened in your life, all and not to mention, having to work horrible jobs and being in debt and being scared all the time and all that other nonsense. But when this hits humanity like a bowling ball, man, when this hits humanity, that everything has been done intentionally. They have intentionally made us the opposite of well. They have put it in our food. They have put it in our air. They have put it in our medicine. They have put poison every friggin' where. They have designed illnesses. When people realize this, really realize it, and I never really thought about it before. I mean, I thought about it kind of in passing, like, yeah, we're going to be pissed off. But when, now, so when humanity wakes up and realizes that the enormity of the suffering that these creatures have put us through, there's going to be a rage on the planet that will probably rapidly disintegrate into a kind of a depression, a malaise. A malaise, that's the right word? That this rage will not stay as rage, but it also could stay. It could flare up momentarily, but I think everyone is so programmed and so conditioned to matrix thinking that it won't. It's possible that it won't turn into a raging river. I don't know, but for you and I, who are somewhat awake to what's been going on, they say that even you and I will not be able to handle what's coming. And I can see why that is, because the enormity of the depravity, the enormity of this, of the evil that was done to humanity. When that hits the world, I mean, people are going to freak. And that's why I changed it from just Past Dry Gully, which is just like, kind of like setting up a scene. I mean, in songwriting, you want things to be like physical, like you want them to be sensory. But the river of rage, that there's going to be a river of rage, a ring of fire that will just, I mean, my friend, the the guy, the sort of the guy that looks a little like me, with the beanie, um, you know who I'm talking about. He always talks about this. The guy, he does programming, and he knows, like, the FBI has the teachers who refuse to back on a watch list. Yeah, that's old news, Melody. Yeah, yeah. No, they're not going out of their way. I mean, that's, that could have to do with my channel. Who knows? I mean, yeah, I don't, I don't pay any mind to that. Cliff High, yeah. Thanks, Jill. Jill, you're on fire, girl. Yeah, Cliff High, man. Cliff High, he talks about it a lot. And I kind of I kind of listen to him, and I'm just like, yeah, he's right, but he is really right on this one thing. I mean, when people understand, we never had to get sick, not one time in our life, ever. We never had to, die at, God forbid, at 80 or 90 or 100. We could have, naturally we're programmed to live for hundreds of years. Nobody ever had to die in a war, ever. Nobody ever had to die in a traffic accident. Nobody ever had to get sick. I mean, when people realize the enormity of what's been done to humanity, we're going to have a real Cliff High moment. I mean, it's going to be, I think my friend Raven, and I have a friend Raven in Alaska, who, somehow some people call me. I mean, I don't know how they get through, but somehow, I actually pick it up, and then I start a conversation. It just, Raven, just, she calls me as if, like, it's just like, I can't stop her. I mean, she's just, yeah. And I've come to really enjoy her conversations, because she tells me all about Alaska. Why did I mention Raven? Because, because she talks about non-player characters, non-player characters that her, somebody she was in a thing with, was a non-player character. So there are people on the planet who are just like, kind of like extras. That's what that means. So a lot of people, these extras may not, to them, this whole thing is just, it's like, I don't know what it is to them, but they're busy. They're watching TV. They're going to parties. They're involved in their lives. They don't even notice what's going on right now. As if we don't have enough fingers already pointing. Yeah. Yeah, I got my hair cut. Yeah. Um, yeah, you know why? Because I'm not going to be able to get a haircut for another, at least like 50 days, because of Passover. We don't get our hair cut during what's called Spheros Omar, where we count the Spheros, we count the 10 Spheros and all their permutations. Jill, you're really on top of things, man. You're awesome, and yeah, and I got some new equipment, but I didn't go hog wild, man. I mean, I talked to somebody at B&H, and they said all you need is a light. You don't need all this fancy stuff. And Jill talked me off the roof. I was like, I need a new camera. I have to get new equipment. The lens sucks, And she was like, no, it's okay. You got a good camera. Just relax. Thank you, Jill. Gary pointed sideways, say the horse he rode in on. Dazed and confused. Yeah, I think people are going to be, yeah, it's going to be a colossal event. Anyway, yeah, Cliff High. I like Cliff High a lot. I think sometimes I don't want to say anything. I like his work. Let's just say I respect his work. I like his work. He, I don't really listen to that many other people, and I used to. I used to listen to all the different truthers. Now I don't really have time, and I'm not really that interested anymore. I can talk you into buying gear tool too. Yeah, right, right. So I talked to a couple of salesmen at B&H, and the first one was like, "You got to buy this and you got to buy that," and I was just like, "Oh my god, thousands of dollars worth of equipment." And I'm like, and then so I said, you know what, because I know a guy, like I know one of the experts there. I know his name is Brian. I was trying to get him. I couldn't get through to Brian, but I got through to a guy named Peter. He says, you just need a new light, man. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I wasn't like, I really went through a Cliff High moment this morning, and it drove me. She does a talk show. He scolds me saying I called too early or too late. The whole operation. Yeah. Now my daughter doesn't talk. She's always scolds me. Yeah, I think don't mothers and daughters have that kind of a tricky relationship naturally? Isn't that part of mother-daughter things? I'm all cried out. Yeah, now you're angry. Yeah, I just realized I really like faced the enormity of what has been happening, and I really broke down for a couple hours. I just couldn't control myself. I was just the enormity. That's why 17 says, do ANONSs know the enormity of what's coming? I mean, this is, you know, okay. So let me just stick with Peter. Is Peter? No, it's Fulford. Somebody Fulford. I subscribe to his newsletter. That's the one person I actually listen to. I do subscribe to Benjamin Fulford's uh, newsletter, and I like him because he's just like he sees past the nonsense. He just gets right to the. But he calls it a worldwide revolution, and that's what this is. It is a worldwide revolution, and once you realize that, the details, he gets arrested, this one gets down, this one no 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 no, the details are just like, so what, it's like, this is a revolution. We're at the end of the day, this is not like the French Revolution where it was just more misery and a different flavored misery, and they brought in communism and Karl Marx. I'm reading a book by one of my favorite authors, Ayn Rand, and she's just, oh god, I love her writing. She talks about the misery in Russia. Those poor Russian people went through, with this communist nonsense. They went through like 5 years of just, it's just like, for what? Just to make, and really what we're going to find out is, for what, was just to make people miserable, just to steal their stuff, just to steal their kids, just to make them miserable all the time. And when people realize that, I think, I kind of think Cliff High could be right on that. I don't know. I hope, I just look at Benjamin Fulford, and I just think we're in a world revolution. End of story. who somebody is. Okay. There's a Gomorrah share. You guys, anybody who's late for the Gomorrah share, you're gonna lose some brownie points. Do you guys even know what that means? Um, I'm not making too many Gomorrah shares because I know that my brothers would be not probably not so approving of my actions. But ever since 2020, I mean, progressively since 2020, I've become like a little bit separated from my religious community because I just have to I just have to look at things a little bit for a while. But I still keep Shabbos, I still keep kosher, I still I still don't write on Shabbos, even though I had stuff to write down. But I'm not quite as fanatic as I used to be. I don't know. So, boom. So we got a boom. We the people see right through this. Bragg is a political pawn in a game he's too stupid to comprehend. He's a peon, a fat zip. Okay. The anti-American left is going to mess around and find out. Do you hear that lightning? In the end, Trump wins. Yeah, I mean, this is all just a game. There's a I don't know. I don't know if you could see this. Can you guys see this? Prop. It's too far. Yeah, the camera's far away. Anyway, okay. Yeah, I'll sing. I will sing, Kate. I want to sing this new song. I hope I can remember the lyrics. So don't you about the promised land. Um, Oh, a contour window. Right, right. I did change something. Okay, I changed the chorus here. Climb to a window, climb without fear. Fear, the promised land. Okay, thanks. Thank you. Gosh, you already disappeared. I think it was Kate. Thanks, Kate. Yeah, we know that island. I mean, all this stuff is coming up. Yeah. Was your main Instagram page taken down? No, I'm having a password problem. I mean, can you believe these? I mean, really, I mean, I've been having a password. I just like, whenever I have a password problem, I refuse to deal with it, and then it just wells up. So I put in the password. I actually know the password, which is rare for me, and it didn't work. I mean, this is cabal at their best. This is probably the fibbies, that are after teachers who didn't get the thing, are behind this. Who knows? But anyway, yeah, I'll get it together. I'm really sorry, people on Instagram, it was really great, and I'm really trying to make moves on Instagram because YouTube is really making my life more difficult than they have to, just because they can. I mean, I don't know. All right. Anyway, the community is under attack, and that's how I became a target. I warned that, yeah, yeah. Um, Juan Negu, are you in Eretz Israel? We have password problems constantly too. Yeah. No, I'm not talking about Scott McKay. I mean, if you're asking me, Amy, I'm not. I'm not. I get angry at myself for everything. This emotion is not me. Yeah, it's hard, Karen. I know it's hard. Flag 45 on 45, roughly the 5 minute major, Bitcoin, 2 minutes. Yeah, I'm sorry, because of Shabbos, because Shabbos goes really late. I didn't really get a chance to do any intel. So let's venture over, shall we? Let's venture over to a little bit. Let's do a little bit of intel together because we can. And I'm sorry that when I do intel, I usually can't look at the camera. So I'm really looking at the intel. Although I'm kind of, let me also try something else. I can share. I'm not going to share. I'm tempted to go to Gateway Pundit because I think more news is that kind of news station than Telegram. But let's go to Telegram and just see what's up. Let's see, because I haven't seen it at all. Okay, let's see what we got. Some new intel here. Yeah, okay. There's some new intel over here on the White Hat channel, which is my kind of wow. There's how much intel is there? Wow, she put a lot. Okay, so there's intel probably for the rest of the night here, but let's go through it because she or he puts out some good things. They have 64,000 subscribers. I have about 10,000. This is 17's most important post to date. November 27th, 2022 at 8:06 8:08. Okay, I'm the date. What is coded in your DNA? Who put it there? Why? Mankind is repressed. I'm guessing. I mean, for me, that means the reptile, the snake, the Nebu, the Greys, the Illuminati. The mankind is repressed. We will be repressed no more. Information is knowledge. Knowledge is power. Information is power. How do you protect your DNA? There is a war for your DNA. Protect your DNA. Ascension. Okay, that is a very important post. I agree. Coded in your DNA is the God essence of the divine knowledge of life, death, intertwined with infinite energy embodied within the spirit, connected to the the finite, infinite structure of the universe, creation of the sacred dreaming mind living in its own dream and using point energy, infinite energy to stage existence called a life journey. The divine energy is placed in every cell in your body, mind, and spirit was placed by a higher sacred divinity. The same code in your DNA that carries infinite energy is connected to the same technologies that are hidden from the public sectors. These technologies use infinite energy, 0 point energy, Tesla energy. The war currently happening is based on keeping infinite energy, 0 point energy, Tesla energy a secret and hidden. Why? Why do they want to keep it hidden from us? Because this means the collapse of the energy sector that controls the world and monetary systems and banks, and a new world of free energy that is connected consciousness living, conscious healing, conscious awakening into the ascension of the divine knowledge connected to infinite energy within the body and the spirit, known as the Great Awakening. Okay? They don't want this because they'll go belly up bankrupt. They suck our energy out literally with all this nonsense. When humans learn Tic Tac UFO is man-made and uses 0 point energy, then it's what are they saying? Tic Tac UFO is man-made. They're talking about, I guess they're talking about these 0 point energy crafts that we see. They're not they're not necessarily um, from galactics. I think the galactics operate on different dimensions. This is third dimensional kind of technology, but they use zero point energy. Then it is, and and then it's known humans have the technology to change everything known to man, including the energy grid system and highways and 500 trillion CSEV system installed by the cabal banking system that control humanity through the energy sectors. Imagine floating technology that changed the world and industries and jobs created, and imagine technology for healing that uses zero point energy. Imagine technology that taps the universal systems connected to time travel, forever, string theory, energy greater than light, faster than light, I'm sorry. There is a reason they demonize aliens in movies, and the US government is now warning of hostile UFO and alien invasion. Their five-sided building rocker people plan to use Project Bluebeam to bring in an alien invasion using real bombs and real man-made UFO techs and blue screens and milli technology to scare civilization and kill humans and try to bring in a new world religion connected to future man-made alien religion connected to open source god of Molech and Satan entities combined with transhumanism. So that's what they're trying to do, but they're not going to. It's not going to happen. So post 4966 is coded with infinite energy knowledge and lets you know that the war is about what it's about, and let world intelligence agencies across the world reading the drop know that the release of zero point energy D-class is going to happen. We're telling the bad guys, man, you're going down. The Great Awakening is not about elections, but a further journey into a golden future of knowledge, technology, spiritual world awakening, the end of poverty, the end of wars, in the end 6,000-year reign of the 13 bloodline families. You have more than you know. So that's the big picture. That's why I don't bother with any kind of 3D news about this one, elections or really, any of this stuff. It's look at the big picture. Something important to think about. I had stated in 2021 that Mr. T will face prosecution in military courts for the release of this. Alliance placed Mr. T in power, and Operation Warp Speed was designed to kick the deep state plan into unstable, immediate action, and the deep state wasn't ready for their V project to be released. And when Trump released the V, this caused the deep state banks to head into collapse as game theory operations were initiated, and the DS agenda was pushed 3 years ahead of time, which caused major chaos throughout the 13 bloodline families, and they had to change their narration. Through Trump's early release of this, more than 95% of them were placebos, fake saline water. They were selling, as China arrested corporations that were selling saline. But the media covered up the story. As the alliance fast rushed these things, and the deep state had a small chance only by installing less than 10% of these with really bad stuff. The proof of the vaccine being mostly fake is in Russian and Chinese, the death, their people that did the opposite of life were basically non-existent. There was nothing. It was all placebos. Alliance plus Trump ops had to release the V. They had to release this. I mean, do you guys realize the import? I mean, the 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 revelation right now that what we're reading is like the big picture. So if you're thinking about the rest is really this and XRP and all this other nonsense, man, we're talking about the Great Awakening. This is trivial. All this stuff, all these stories, some senator is really a bad guy. I mean, we know that. I mean, they're all bad. There are a lot of really bad ones out there. But the enormity of what's to come. That's why I don't spend a lot of time on these, listening to factual, like accounts. It's kind of like it's like for me, it's like kind of like watching a baseball game. Okay, this one's on third and this one's on fourth. It's like, forget about it, man. We we already know who won the World Series. This is such a big picture here that we're getting. So okay, the alliance plus Trump had to release the V's to push this forward. This was a way to stop the event, as the DS operations and full control of world mockingbird media, and more than 65% of the world believed in the DS MSM cycle. Currently, more than half of the world is aware now that this thing is connected to that it's not kosher, and they have stopped taking these and have no plans to take more. Thank you to 2020, the world patriot who became the true news cycle. Right. Thanks to us who became the true news cycle. We started really reporting the real news and pilled the world, red pilled the world, and continued as Mr. Elon and world reports came out against these, and several countries and states came out against it. As the world collapses inside a world storm of inflation, forced war, obvious censorship, market collapse, more and more people globally are waking up. The military alliance always knew Mr. T would eventually face crimes against humanity charges, Nuremberg Code, but this was the only way to expose big pharma. Dr. F, the C, all these things, all these organizations, right? Inside military tribunals, as Mr. T would use full military intelligence reports, assessment, classified information to expose the DS within the government and military's health corporations who had planned this thing. They had created it, released deadly vaccines into the U.S. military with declassified alliance operations connected to warp speed, dark operations, and over 200,000 sealed indictments connected to Jeffrey and world blackmail, human trafficking, operations connected to all this stuff. So here is the thought. Inside underground chatter and cables, there is huge talk of Switzerland and EU issuing legal arrest warrants in several countries under the writ of mandus legality and procedures to arrest all who conspired in this pandemic, and issued, including, all the big guys. But the word is that G and Vlad and Mr. T will escape as they expose the DS operations. Think about this. it is coincidence that arrest warrants for Vlad has been issued, and Philippines issues arrest warrants for Billy Boy Microsoft, and now Mr. T in the same days facing arrest and warrants. Is this simply coincidence, coordinated, or coincidence? Coincidence after coincidence, coincidence or silent war, coincidence or message, the Great Awakening. Okay, let's see how much more of this. There's still a lot more to go. Wow. Okay, there's 3 more posts to go. You guys can handle it? Everybody's good? Everyone's comfortable? You know, I started late, so I'll go a little bit later. Okay, Colorado Springs shooter was, non-whatever. What's happening with this thing, with the sexual thing, sexual orientation? Well, it's a massive dose of hormone drugs being given to these people, and their bodies and minds are freaking out. It's reported that most divorces happen in the 45-year range of women and men who are trying to conceive a baby, and the woman takes these hormone and freaks. This agenda, this TRANS agenda, is connected to satanic rituals of mutilation of people. As you know, the Grove, the Bee Grove, was not a conspiracy theory, but actually true elite meeting in California forest that was filmed, where world, elites, presidents, and everything were there. Okay, so this dates back to the 1800s, where Mark Twain, funded by the rocker people, helped create this place. The world agenda, including taking over the world, news agencies, rain patents, storm patents, the creation of the Fibbies, how to create the C, 3-letter agency that starts with the C. This grove was laced with influentials who helped plan the First World and Second World War, and they were connected to the Bushies. So much happened at this place, including designing the trans thing. As we come into the storm to expose these people, Turnip is on point, and world military generals have plans to expose the DS transhuman things. Okay, you may not know it, but the world is beginning to see, to share the important information worldwide. So information is being shared. But for now, warn your loved ones of the dangers and effects of hormone treatments. Okay? A post to remember, military game theory. 17 is United States military intelligence operation working hand in hand with POTUS. Some would easily argue that Mr. T was hand chosen years ago by the mill to aid them in this historic thing that's going on. 17 is not a single person, but a team of high-ranking people with Q-level security clearance. Okay, yeah, cause the people, research, root out corruption, return the Republic of the United States to the constitutional rule of law, and return the people worldwide to their own rule. In short, the 17 operation is the greatest criminal sting and anti-treason sedition event in world history. It's a world revolution. It certainly does appear that we as a country are lawfully living out the Declaration of Independence once again. Due to the classified nature of much of the information, and by the way, if I just want to mention this, I am broadcasting on Telegram and will continue to broadcast on Telegram. So if God forbid, anything happens to this channel, you can just find me on Telegram. And I'm coming to a point where I'm not so dependent. I don't make much money on YouTube anymore. The money I'm making is really coming from these health products. Okay, so if you want to support the channel, you could also help us on Patreon. Okay, Purium, another health thing. I don't have any stuff, but these things will keep us going. And I do not intend to. I've lost my channel 5 times already. I'm not quitting. I mean, I do. This is what I do, so I'm going to do it one way or another. So, anyway, due to the classified nature of much of the information that the 17 team holds, they can not just come out right out with it. However, they can drop breadcrumbs that the people often can dig into and help us discover the truth. Further, it must be understood that the enemies of this war are looking at this platform as well. Therefore, some of the information is strategically misinformation. Think military game theory and the art of war. Sure, none of us want to filter through and try to discern truth from falsehood. However, these wartime tactics really cause we, the people, no harm when they must be used. However, they are devastating to the enemy and a necessary part of the warfare, military planning at its finest. Storm is upon us. A post to remember. Next, inside the military operations is for Mr. T to distance himself from G and Vlad, especially G. You will soon see several lead patriots as Mr. T, maybe Cash, Flynn, some top podcasters start to turn on G, label him as pure enemy with CCP and no thoughts or insights of understanding that CCP is inside our own operations to stop its own deep connected to the Pentagon. So we don't hold by that. We are not one of those patriot channels that that think that this is like we're fighting against China. We understand the parameters of the real war on this channel, and that I think that puts us under the radar in a sense, because we're not into the granular stuff. We're not talking about who's on first. It's like we're looking at the game from 40,000 feet. The next step in the plan is military game theory. Maneuvers and white hats must distance themselves from G as the U.S. economy implodes, collapses, and we head into seemingly nuclear war, okay? Standoff. We're coming into a standoff. This is not going to be real. People in our community know it's not going to be real, but the world will have, they will be waking up. It is very important inside the plan for the coming events of the country C and the U.S. and the standoff involving NK, North K. It's vital for the U.S. to stand as one against the CCP and bring together the country through the plan as one. Later, you already know that Mr. T, the White Hats, will reconnect the gap to the country C White Hats. And the new U.S. financial gold system 2025 end to the world markets, and again in the Open Bridge Alliance will be made with the new China. So they're talking 2025, man. I mean, that's a huge drop just right there. we're all thinking like next week we're going to hear the EBS, and I can cancel my plans for Passover. We're talking about a very big thing here. This is huge. If G was truly simply evil, T would not have supported Ben Zalman nor spoke highly of Vlad, whom now all are inside bricks. You are watching a clever plan unfold, but you know Mr. T will make peace with G, Vlad, after everything is exposed as we head into a world scare necessary event. A post to remember. One day you will look back and see this post was a post to remember, and you will see Kash Patel, Mr. T, Pompeo, even Mel K, etc., gave you misinformation, disinformation, all for a reason. No matter what they say now, their voice will change after Mr. T brings world peace, after the storm right now is staging. The storm is upon us. The world is connected. It had to be this way. Trust the plan. Okay, there's 2 more posts, and these are like pretty heavy-duty posts. So there's a lot of misinformation. All these guys could be giving you misinformation. I'm not smart enough, and I'm not connected. I don't have any mentors in my life. My only mentor is, my intuition of things from above. So I don't. I'm not going to be giving you misinformation. I'm not smart enough. Like I said, restrict the act. This law would restrict any person that shares misinformation and would be considered treasonous and hazardous to the U.S. national security and the United States government. Any person sharing disinformation or conspiracy would be considered treason. Now you know why all these people are talking about, why several patriot podcasters and leaders are turning publicly in high volumes against G and denying that they're alliance or White House, etc., White Hats. But it's becoming forbidden to talk about the plan, the world military alliance, because people are now scared. If the Restrict Act law passed, everyone could get arrested. From Fox News host, CEO, to Mr. T, to Flynn, Alex Jones, Mel K, including all patriots who support T, anyone who is against the V's and the next pandemic. The new law will include anyone denying 2020 selection process, almost anything to arrest U.S. citizens and stop freedom of speech against the 13 bloodline families is what the new law is being pushed is about. Whoever gets arrested would be judged immediately with no courts and natural human rights to a judiciary system. This law is what BO backed. The dudes created by the rocker people is going to stop all white hats. I had expected this Restrict Act back in 2021 and made a post stating that world's largest censorship would come from the U.S. and be connected to treason. Here's what they're planning to do after their shooting down of UFOs. Failed attempts, mass hysteria took place a few back. I was told they were doing a beta test to see how the public's response was to the shoot down. That was probably the balloons. But amazingly, nobody cared. Now, in the next coming Project Bluebeam is to censor anyone legally from sharing information on the coming staged false flag event. Yes, the Restricted Act is connected to silencing the Great Awakening movement patriots and non-news and the news exposing their agendas. But you must understand, if the law passes, the new law bends both ways. And military game theory operations are in play, and the democratic deep state powers will eventually see their own laws and truth against them and arrest them as agents of the CCP or foreign agencies, and corruption connected to captured operations by foreign entities that initiated a military coup against a sitting U.S. president. Everything happening now needs to happen. These events in play will unite a nation after a near-death civilization event, civil unrest, near U.S. Civil War. This great dark moment coming will wake the sleeping sheep. Events. And here's the last post. Mr. T being indicted has always been in the plans. We have been telling you this since 2021. His indictments is connected to holding other presidents accountable, but moreover is connected to uncovering a military coup that took place by BO and all these guys. You're inside a de-evolution plan that was designed by military intelligence, chess moves being played out. Nothing is coincidence. It all leads to 11.3. And if you don't know yet, inside TikTok is a war. And the Democrat Party is trying to ban TikTok. I think they mean ban, because they know that the bad guys are in it. The white hat forces in the country C and U.S. want to expose these operations of the TIC as some deep state democratic corporations are confused and trying to protect this TIC because they'd been blackmailed, like AOC, and TikTok has information on everyone. TikTok, McAfee terabytes in compliance. So that's a pretty good overview of what is going on, man. Black holes pointed at Earth. Yeah, so there's a lot going on. Let me just briefly, what are we doing? 9:25? That's not so late. Let me just see quickly over here. This is more like baseball kind of news. Relish the opportunity to be an outsider. Embrace that label. It's the outsiders that change the world. India announces trade settlement in rupees with Malaysia, moves beyond the dollar, local news reports. Worst joke for April Fool's Day. The country R assumes UN Security Council presidency. Moscow ascendancy to the position, which rotates monthly between the councils. There's a big rally in Mar-a-Lago. You'll love how this movie ends. That's Mr. T. Hollywood has been throwing these bad, these satanic things in our face for many years. In 2005, the Cartoon Networks ran an episode of the kids' show. Right. Okay, so we know that. Alan Bragg's accused of hiding hundreds of pages of exculpatory evidence. Love my Love my big, beautiful Patriots crashing that fake book tour. Let's go. I don't know what he's talking about. Not really sure. Israel attacks USS Liberty during the Six-Day War. Israeli aircraft and torpedoes boats attacked the USS Liberty in international waters off Egypt's Gaza strip off the intelligence ship. What's this? Lots of 34 comms today. All right, so that's, I mean, it's all happening. How this is going to play out, nobody really knows. Hmm. Yeah, a lot going on. Here's something about the clock. Okay, let's do some clockwork with all the happenings. You'll be amazed at the coincidences. To the clock, today is April 1st. The 0.21 minute mark on the clock, picture one shows the deltas for today. I've listed them out. We will go through each date and I will give you what I think are the relevant drops. There are more. Go look for yourself. Let's look back at the first date, which is coincidental. 1029, 29 seems pertinent. We'll go chronologically from there. Let's go. So that's saying Israeli intelligence, stand down. Yeah, here's something with something on Fox News. All right, so just a lot, a lot of stuff going on. Let me just see this one more thing. Yeah, I can't. There's some things I don't want to even say about pandas. I'm just. This is the book tour. Who is this? I don't know who that lady is. Read last post. Uber started in November. What else was slated to happen in November? PODESTA indicted? HUMA indicted? Do they know? All right, so there's a lot. We'll try to get more of this tomorrow. I see we have more peeps now. Yeah, we'll try to finish up this intel and get into more. I mean, it's the intel seems to be pouring out, which is for a Saturday night is quite unusual. So April 1st, yeah, losing days and counting backwards. Nino Rodriguez with SG, yeah, cool. Hey, Mikey, what's going on, brother? All right, so that's it. So nice to be here. Hey, Mio. What are you doing up so late? Is it late or early over there? Wait a minute. It must be, holy moly. It must be, it's 9:30 here. It must be like 2 in the morning, Mio. I'm going to call your mom. Um, yeah, they don't get it. Yeah. They are waking up and they don't care. I know. It's just they're going to wake up when there's a nuke war going on and all these other things. They're going to wake up. Breaking news about John Durham. That's interesting. Just look at this. Okay, what did I just do? Um, okay, I'm back. Yeah, that was John Durham saying that a lot of indictments are going out. Sorry about that. But anyway, there's a lot going on. April 1st, they were talking about April 1st for a while. Had to reheat my water bottle for sleeping. You're amazing, Mio. Anyway, guys, so we'll catch you in the morning. I have thong bathing suit for you to wear at the beach, right, man? Yeah, I know. I was looking at my bathing suit. My bathing suit comes down to my knees, and I want to get a little bit of sun. I know I'm like supposed to be sneeze and not show my body, my buff my body that I've been working on. Um, Suing, yeah. I don't. I think this whole thing is like done, man. I think it's done. I don't think you have to. I don't. I think it's over. Hey, John, been patient. Yeah, yeah, we've been patient, man. This is a big. Well, let me just see what John's saying. God, love, and patience have been patient and peaceful. Yeah, I know, man. I know, man. But let's hope. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I can't even. I can't wrap my mind around that. I think I'm out of energy for playing too. Um, Although maybe I should try. Maybe I should try this song, "The Winds of Jericho," since since I since I was playing with it before. I'll give it a whirl. I'll try it out because I changed these lyrics. Let's see. I'll do this first, so I have to plug in. I don't know. I don't think I'm really prepared for this. I think I went long. I think I'll play tomorrow night, maybe, if that's okay with you guys. I'll be more set up, and I'm uh, Passover is coming this week, so I won't be around. Let's see, Wednesday, Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Saturday night, I might be able to broadcast. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday of the next week, I'll be able, and I think Tuesday, I think maybe even Wednesday. Wait, no, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I'll be able to broadcast some of it. And then Wednesday and Thursday is more Passover, like serious stuff where I can't broadcast. Yeah, I have to get a new bathing suit that like shows my kneecaps, right? Anyway, yeah, I'll be able to swim right out front, man. I hope. All right, guys. May the force be with you, and we will see you in the morning. Thanks for joining us, and buckle up, man. It's going to get interesting. All right. Let's see. We'll go out of here. God bless.